Good evening, I'm Nicole Weisberg. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, a court hearing begins over the constitutionality of a proposed referendum on separation. Alberta University students push for stricter rules to curb problem gambling in young people. And how a malfunctioning smart fare machine costs the city tens of thousands in fraudulent transit fares.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Nicole Weisberg.
Alberta's opposition leader is calling on the Premier to fire Justice Minister Mickey Amery. The head Nenshi is accusing Amery of political interference. It has to do with Sam Maraish, the CEO of MH Care Medical, an Edmonton-based medical supplier. According to a Globe and Mail investigation, Amery shortened the amount of time Elections Alberta has to penalize political donation violations. It says this happened while Maraish was under investigation for a political donations complaint. Nenshi wants that investigation reopened. He says Amery and Maraish's close relationship through marriage and friendship is a conflict.
Even if there's nothing here, this looks bad, the conflict of interest is apparent, and the government needs to be able to say, look, nothing shady is going on here, so let's reopen the investigations, let's fire Mickey Amery, and let's have a public inquiry.
CTV News has reached out to both Amery's and the Premier's office for comment. Edmonton police are under investigation after tasing a man. The Alberta Serious Incident Response Team says a hotel employee downtown called police about 2 weeks ago for a man refusing to leave the lobby. ASER says the man resisted being handcuffed and an officer used a conducted energy weapon on him. The man was taken to hospital after saying his arm was hurt. The police watchdog says it doesn't know the full scope of the man's injuries. A group of students wants the province to make it harder for young people to see ads for online gambling sites. They're also calling on Oilers captain Connor McDavid to stop showing up in the ads they say are targeted at young gamblers. CTV's Connor Hogg has more.
Drain that three!
Trying to practice here, Wayne.
Student Advocates for Public Health says commercials like these are everywhere. It says they entice teenagers to experiment with gambling.
I refer to it as a drug wrapped in a game. It doesn't matter how many times you tell them, don't do it, it's not safe for you. If their friends are doing it, if they see athletes doing it, if it's there and available, they're more likely to do it.
The group wants to see the province ban all gambling advertising within Alberta, enforce lower betting caps, and commit to funding Alberta-specific research on problem gambling. Service Alberta Minister Dale Nally says some of those changes are coming.
65% of the online gambling market in Alberta is the black market, and many of them don't age gate, which means that it's easy for these kids to open up their own account and start betting or to borrow their older brother's account.
Nally says new provincial restrictions were supposed to come into effect this spring. They've been delayed until the summer due to requests from operators. They'll include ways problem gamblers can block themselves from gaming, enforcing 1% of gross gaming revenue towards helping those struggling with problematic behaviors. The province says athletes will only be able to participate in advertising that's socially responsible.
Dude, did you know BetMGM has responsible gambling tools?
We're going to restrict celebrity endorsements, so you're not going to see Connor McDavid promoting online gambling. We're going to put tough guardrails in place so that they can't market towards vulnerable Albertans.
The students would like to see athlete-focused ads gone altogether, writing an open letter to Oilers captain Connor McDavid, asking him to stop participating in online betting ads.
Youth, young adults really admire athletes such as Connor McDavid, but we also invite him to join our cause and be part of the solution.
CTV News reached out to the Oilers Entertainment Group for comment. They did not respond. Nally says the province's new restrictions will launch on July 13th. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
An Edmonton man has been charged for removing thousands of kilometers from the odometers of used vehicles. Police have accused 39-year-old Harmandeep Singh Brandra of fraud. Police say last month someone bought a vehicle through Facebook Marketplace that was found to have an altered odometer. The buyer ended up paying much more than what the vehicle was worth. Investigators believe he may have altered odometers several times since last year. He may have used aliases like Harry Smith, Harry Singh, Harmandeep Singh, and Gurdev. Police say 2 people have come forward and there may be more victims. The city auditor says a malfunctioning smart fare machine allowed people to take tens of thousands of dollars from the city over several months. While the crime was reported to police, no charges could be laid because of the fraudulent ARC cards that were not registered.
Knowing that the people that perpetuated that crime will not be held to account is concerning, and I want to just, ask some questions when I go to the audit committee this week on how we've made sure that that loophole is closed.
Between September 2024 and June 2025, an unknown number of people made roughly $65,000 worth of fraudulent transactions using the machine. The audit doesn't say where that machine was. The city identified more than 300 suspicious ARC cards and recovered $20,000 from them. More details are expected at audit committee on Friday. A group dedicated to what it calls better infill says council's latest changes to infill housing rules need to go further. In February, council voted to shrink the maximum height by 1 meter. It also voted to adjust city policy to focus infill projects of 4 stories or taller along arterial roads, especially near transit or on corner lots. A public hearing on the bylaws needed to enact those changes is now underway. Jan Hardstaff with the Residential Infill Working Group says the policy is still too broad and should do more to consider an infill's context in a neighborhood. While she welcomes the height reduction, she believes the buildings are still too large.
It is not meaningful change because the buildings are still very long if all of the site coverage is in one building.
Ultimately, what we heard from many neighbors was a concern about the massing of the build beside them, regardless of the number of units. And so council's been making adjustments.
Last summer, council voted to shrink the length of infill buildings and require design choices that make them look more like a house. It also held the maximum unit count at 8. The vote on the height reduction will happen once the public hearing wraps up today. Council had to postpone its decision on the policy change because the meeting ran long. And Josh is here with a first look at our weather, and this morning it was certainly white out there.
And that'll be the case again in about an hour or two. We've kind of lucked out with the evening commute. The morning commute, you had some snow. We thought this was going to line up with the evening commute as well, but it's held off just to the north of us and delayed itself a little bit. So it's not as bad out there on the roads as it could have been. 3 degrees in Edmonton right now after a high of 4 earlier this afternoon. Still pretty gusty, though, around the city and off to the west and northwest. Gusts to about 45 at the Villeneuve Airport. 8 degrees is the average daytime high. We'll be a little closer to that over the course of the next couple of days as a warming trend kicks in. We'll show you the snow and the snowfall warnings in a moment. But first, here's a look outside with the CTV drone. Drones brought to you by Century Casinos. 3 great locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. Cloudy skies, which has been the case pretty much all afternoon once that snow moved out of here and pushed off to the northeast. Now, we've had some heavier bands of snow just off to the east and northeast of Edmonton. So we've got a snowfall warning in through these areas. 10, in some spots, maybe 15 centimeters worth of snow. You've also got some snow back through the foothills, and it looks like that's going to track off to the southeast. See how everything's kind of spinning around? And so it's this stuff here north of Edmonton that'll start to make its way south across the city over the course of the next couple of hours. So I don't think we're going to be dealing with snowfall warning criteria snow, but we'll probably pick up 1 to maybe as much as 3 centimeters. This snowfall warning, northern edge of it could probably be canceled now. Southern parts of this, you still have a couple hours before all the snow is completely done. By the time we get to midnight, the snow should move out of our area, and there's your start to the warming trend. Cool in the morning at -5, but 6 and a mix of sun and cloud tomorrow afternoon. Double digits by the end of the week. Those details in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Coming up, the idea was rejected previously, but there is new hope for a proposed mountain attraction.
New high-altitude mountain experience in the town of Canmore, and it would be for everybody.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Sturgeon Lake Cree Nation is hoping a judge will shut down a petition for an Alberta separation referendum. The First Nation says allowing it to go forward would violate its treaty rights. CTV's Amanda Anderson reports.
A third-floor courtroom was packed when the Sturgeon Lake Cree Nation asked a judge for an interim order to stop a separation referendum.
It didn't need to get to this point, but now that we're here, we really want to express to all governments that, First Nations aren't going anywhere.
Sturgeon Lake Cree Nation Chief Sheldon Sunshine says the potential referendum question asking if Alberta should separate from Canada is a violation of treaty rights.
Our treaties were signed with the Crown, British Crown, and the responsibility was passed on to Canada to uphold that obligation. And that can't be unilaterally passed across. We're not some chattel on the land where we can be passed around and be somebody else's responsibility.
The group Stay Free Alberta started the petition. Last week, the group said it collected more than the 178,000 signatures needed to trigger a referendum a month before its deadline to submit them to Elections Alberta.
They're seeking an injunction prohibiting the Chief Electoral Officer of Alberta from transmitting the official count of signatures to the Alberta Legislature.
Jeff Rath, who was at the hearing as an observer for Stay Free Alberta, says the referendum is simply a question.
This is where we're at. There's a process for First Nations consultation. It only takes place in the framework of a non-hypothetical situation, which would be after a yes vote. And they actually have a constitutional guarantee of a place at the constitutional table under Section 35.1.
The First Nation disagrees. Its lawyer says the language in Bill 14, Alberta's Justice Statutes Amendment Act, is binding. She also described the bill as a welcome mat for foreign interference. The court also heard since the start of the petition campaign, incidents of racism as well as mis- and disinformation about treaties is on the rise. While hopeful the injunction is granted, Chief Sunshine worries the provincial government will just change the legislation to circumvent the court ruling.
Should we win, then they'll make accommodations again. So, that's our expectation.
The same petition will be back before a judge Wednesday for a judicial review. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
It's been 8 years since Logan Boulet died after injuries sustained from the Humboldt Broncos bus crash. His decision to become an organ donor kick-started a national movement and Green Shirt Day. CTV's Quinn Keenan reports from Lethbridge.
Logan Boulet was one of 16 people killed in the Humboldt Broncos bus crash in 2018. While he officially died on April 7th, Logan's family considers the 6th to be the day he passed. They now commemorate every April 7th as a day of celebration rather than mourning.
So we use it as much as we can as a celebration. Our Green Shirt Day skate, we give plasmas a day. It's just a day that we go for dinner tonight to one of Logan's favorite restaurants. Just a fun, we just try to make it a celebration.
Not long before he died, Logan had signed up to become an organ donor. He was inspired by his mentor and family friend Rick Suggett, whose organs saved the lives of 6 people when he died. Logan's organs likewise helped save 6 people.
Our hope is that we can create a new culture where people talk about organ and tissue donation, and it's not like a subject that's taboo or it's daunting. But it becomes more of an everyday topic.
Logan's story made national headlines. Almost 150,000 Canadians became organ donors following the crash. That has since been dubbed the Logan Boulet effect. Now, Green Shirt Day is celebrated every April 7th to promote organ donation.
By being able to donate has made an impact on so many, and to want them to be registered donors and for them to have conversations. So it makes me really proud to know that he continues to have an impact on people and inspire people.
Logan's family now spends much of their time working on the Green Shirt Day cause. They're proud to see how much of an impact Logan's story continues to have even 8 years later.
So we work all the time, and we like to do that. It's something, just want to do that.
Quinn Keenan, CTV News, Lethbridge.
People in Canmore had a chance to weigh in on a new tourist attraction proposed for the town. The gondola project would start near the Trans-Canada Highway, stopping at Silvertip Village before going all the way up to Lady Macdonald Plateau. A similar project was proposed nearly 10 years ago, but never went ahead. This new gondola is being considered under Alberta's All-Season Resorts Act.
New high-altitude mountain experience in the town of Canmore, and it would be for everybody. You know, there's probably 90% of people that can't hike up the mountain to the old Mount Lady McDonald Tea House, so this would be an all-inclusive project.
It will spoil the area, it will spoil the peace and tranquility of Canmore as a town. We really should resist this with all possible means.
Public consultation on the project is scheduled until May 14th. Still to come, the new headliners announced for the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival this summer.
That sucks!
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
They're like, Aziz, you're not gonna believe it! I just had a baby! And I always have the same reaction. I always go, that sucks! I'm so sorry that happened!
Aziz Ansari has been added as one of this year's headliners at the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival. Comedians Robbie Hoffman and Saturday Night Live alum Pete Davidson will open the festival on Friday night. Former Daily Show correspondent Hassan Minhaj has also been added. Current Daily Show correspondent Ronnie Chang and Crazy Rich Asians actor Jimmy O Yang to the Sunday night lineup. The Great Outdoors Comedy Festival runs July 17th to 19th at Kinsman Park. And more acts have been added to the Boots and Hearts Festival downtown. Travis Denning will headline Friday nights. On Saturday, rising star Graham Barham will join already announced artists like Shabuzi, Midland, Zach McPhee, and Brock Phillips. Boots and Hearts runs August 28th and 29th in Ice District. I feel like these are all the announcements getting us through this current weather. Like, the summer's coming. There's events coming. We can get there eventually.
It's not that unusual to have snow at this time.
But it's still agonizing.
Every single person this year is fed up and has just had it. That's
Yep.
We got a ways to go. Temperatures are headed in the right direction, though, over the course of the next little while. Cloudy skies outside right now. At least it's not snowing right now. River Valley Skycam is brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. We're at 3 degrees after a high of 4 earlier in the day today. 4 degrees right now in Red Deer and Jasper. You get some -3s where the snow's been coming down a little heavier in east central and northeastern Alberta. The wind hasn't been as strong, though, through this afternoon, so at least blowing snow hasn't been a big factor. Look at Red Deer. Gusts to about 65. Gusts were up around 70 kilometers per hour earlier in the day today. Snowfall warning in effect. It's mainly here along Highway 16 and north towards Bonnyville, Lacklemish, Athabasca. We've had the heaviest of the snowfall. You can see these purple zones. Although I've been talking to a few people, St. Paul, looks like the St. Paul region has had snow for most of the day. Apparently, it stopped around lunchtime. There's a little bit that's still in that area. So between Cold Lake, Elk Point, you're likely seeing some heavier snow. That's going to drop back to the south. Around Lloydminster, you've had some periods of heavier snow, but this has been pretty localized where you've been getting 10 to 15 centimeters. Most areas, it looks like just about 5 centimeters of snow. This is now starting to push back to the south towards the Edmonton area. So we've got that snow to look forward to through this evening. Through the foothills, you've had some snow and a little bit of a rain-snow mix. It looks like in the Red Deer region, you'll probably see a bit more of that before this evening is done. Get to about midnight tonight. That snow should be out of the Edmonton area. No more than a centimeter, maybe 3 centimeters tops, and it'll melt pretty quickly here. Tomorrow, mix of sun and cloud. More flurries, maybe some isolated pockets where you get 1 or 2 centimeters of snow. This could be a couple centimeters of snow in through the foothills tomorrow afternoon, and then that'll drop some heavier snow in Calgary tomorrow evening. Here in Edmonton, late afternoon, early evening, you might see a brief little shower go through. -10 in Fort McMurray tomorrow morning, -5 for Grand Prairie here in Edmonton, about -6 in Red Deer. 3 degrees in Fort McMurray, about 4 or 5 in through the Peace Country tomorrow, and 7 in the forecast under cloudy skies in Red Deer. 6 degrees here in the city. Chance of a shower tomorrow evening, this evening, chance of some snow. 8 degrees Thursday. Look at Friday, Saturday. Double digits. 13 Friday, 11 on Saturday. And then a chance of some more rain or wet snow Saturday night and Sunday. And a little cool down for Sunday, Monday as well. Midnight Friday is the BMW in Barcelona early bird prize deadline in the Mighty Millions lottery. You can take the car and the trip or $200,000 cash. Go to mightymillionslottery.com. There's your long-range forecast Another shot at double digits Tuesday of next week, but that warming trend that comes in at the end of this week, it's only going to stick around, it looks like, for Friday, Saturday.
Thank you, Josh. Well, the company behind a proposed $10 billion data center in Olds is once again seeking regulatory approval. Synapse is resubmitting an application after the Alberta Utilities Commission closed the previous file due to a lack of information. The company says it has added more technical detail and continued community engagement. If approved, the facility would be powered by a natural gas plant. When we return, Finding the Flock, a new app helps students on one campus avoid aggressive geese.
I would have loved that in the beginning of the year, so I knew where to avoid, where not to go.
The return of spring means the return of Canada geese. As they flock back, people are often reminded not to bother the birds, which can be aggressive when nesting. On one Ontario campus, a new app is helping to keep students safe. CTV's Karis Mapp reports.
Warmer weather means nesting season for Canada geese, a time of year when they're known to be aggressive.
Honestly, I love the geese. I think they're a great part of the campus atmosphere. I think they're really cute. They're really goofy little guys.
While some don't mind, others have stories about the animals getting a little too close for comfort.
I was walking towards school and a goose, I guess, was protecting its mate, and she was, I think, laying an egg or eating or something, and it proceeded to start wandering around it, started coming towards me and hissed at me, actually, and then started chasing after me.
Encounters like this aren't new. It was almost a year ago when aggressive geese had some students in Uptown Waterloo afraid to leave their homes. And just last week, this scene in a coffee shop on the Laurier campus. It's believed the goose had wandered in through a sliding door. A new interactive map is aiming to give the birds a little more space. It's called waddleloo.com. Launched last month, it uses AI technology to map out geese sightings and a color-coded advisory system based on their perceived aggression level. It'll even suggest the safest route to take to try to avoid them altogether.
I've lived in Winnipeg, I've lived in Richmond Hill, Newmarket, Toronto. I've never seen this many geese in one area.
The website's developer told CTV News he built the map because the goose problem is funny until you're the one getting chased, noting that nesting season genuinely changes how students on campus move around.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I would have loved that in the beginning of the year, so I knew where to avoid, where not to go. Yeah. Because I'm really scared.
If it's just so people know which nesting sites to avoid, that sounds like a good idea so that they can avoid disturbing the geese.
Hoping that a little technology can help keep the peace with the geese. Karis Mapp, CTV News, Waterloo.
And that is our show. Thank you so much for watching. CTV News continues right now.